pretty choice words for you guys tonight, holding them accountable after that session there. What was kind of the message you were trying to get across there?
Did you guys hear me?
A little bit.
I was try not to talk too loud.
Sorry.
I was controlling myself. I was back there with Wes. And so, Wes, do you think they heard me? I said, I don't know. You did pretty good. I said, I was trying to do a good job. The scrimmage was good. And you know, I'm going to pick on Mason. Mason had a great day. He had a really, really good day. And his energy was at a high level. He was very, very talkative throughout the course of the day. Did some great things offensively, some great things defensively. And basically the last two possessions of the scrimmage, he turns the ball over and stops playing when Keegan steals it. And then he turns it over in the backcourt and he keeps running this way and stops playing. And I basically said, hey, you know, in a nutshell, that can cost you a series. You know, somebody gets too quick, bang, bang. Now they're feeling good about themselves. Maybe you blow them out by 15, but by 10 now it's maybe a 4-point game because they hit 2 threes, and so they're like, no, we could beat these guys, or maybe they win the game because of it, and next thing you know, the series changes, the momentum changes, and we want to pay attention to all the details all the time. And then you're going back to the climbing together. You know, if you're climbing a mountain and you let a couple of small details or what you think are small details go, like not getting back or not clipping into a carabiner. I hope I'm saying that right, Ed. You know, that could be drastic. You know, somebody could die. You know, and it's not that, but it could be a huge swing for us if we don't continue to focus on the details every single possession. Not 99% of the time, because it's not good enough. 100% of the time, focus on the details, because there's going to be a lot of chaos as is already that we're going to miss out on. So things that we can control, let's control it. And then, you know, I got on Foxy and Domas and Demar a little bit because those three guys can't let that slide. I shouldn't have to be the one saying that. You know, we all got to hold each other accountable like Malik holds me accountable. We all got to hold each other accountable all the time. And if our vets see something like that from a young guy in Mason, then you got to let him know, hey, Mason, you had a good day, but we can't finish that way.
On the flip side, Jaylen McDaniels causing a couple turnovers near the end there. What did you think of his intensity today, especially down the stretch? You know, on the other side of forcing those turnovers.
Yeah, you know, Jaylen had a good day. We had again. I said this to the guys. A lot of guys stepped up and had great days for us, and to have a first scrimmage, it was really, really good. You know, and you're excited about what you see. You're excited about Jaylen playing the way he did. Isaac played really well. Mason played really well. You know, we had a lot of good performances from some young guys, and then our vets, you know, they did what they were supposed to do out there too. And so again, it's about finishing the scrimmage as a whole. But Jaylen, you guys saw it. He's long. He's active. He's been around the league for a long time, and he's just getting acclimated into what we do as a group, which once he finally does, it can really showcase his abilities because of his feel for the game.
Mike, one of the questions with Demar coming here was floor spacing, and I just wonder what that looks like to you, whether those are legitimate questions or whether it actually looks pretty good to you, and whether, you know, with the way he can collapse a defense, does it potentially even help to create space rather than having issues?
Yeah, so, you know, if we were, I guess, a traditional NBA team where we ISO'd a lot or attacked a lot of matchups in a stagnant situation, then maybe there's some concern there. I don't know because we don't play that way. But because we're constantly cutting, we're constantly screening, we're constantly moving, and so when you have that type of movement, and you know your guys are interchangeable, it's hard to think that, okay, hey, I'm going to sag all the way off at DeMar and let him catch, because if you sag all the way off him, by the time he catches, he may be gone, you know, or he may be on the move and now he's catching on the move, and so he's going to eat that space up and put you in a world of hurt. So again, I don't see it as an issue. You know, that as well as other things could be, but the way our guys are cutting and passing and screening and understanding of our concepts when it comes to spacing that they have, which is at a pretty good level for this early. I don't see that being a problem at all.
He also said he thinks the DHO game with Domas and himself looks like it's kind of unguardable. How's that look to you?
No, it's going to be good. It's going to be good. And obviously, teams are going to game plan against it and some other things to try to take it away. And we just have to make sure that, especially Domas, because he's the quarterback in that situation, he continues to bring the ball lower and lower and lower down the floor and attack the defender, as opposed to DHOing it to Demar, because if he DHOs to Demar, now that's an easy opportunity for the defender to slide under and meet Demar on the other side, or beat him from point A to point B.
Coach Brown, we're going this direction. So we had a little taste of action last night with the Lakers in Minnesota. How do you see the Western Conference here? You think it'll be a lot tougher than it was last season?
I didn't see it because I was at the Oak Ridge Folsom game, but so I didn't see the game at all. But having said that, the West is tough, and the biggest reason why, in my opinion, it's a little tougher than the East, from top to bottom. It's a dogfight every night, and not to say it wasn't in the East last year. If you just go off of the records in terms of, if you won 48 games, you might have finished 10th, and I don't even remember what the records are, but you might have finished 10th in the West, whereas you could have been the 6th seed in the East. So knowing that top to bottom, you have teams coming at you every night in the West, it's a good thing. And it's a challenge that we accept or embrace. But it's not going to be easy, because every team in the West is going to bring it at a high level, and any team, in my opinion, out of the West can come out. You talk about a team that nobody's talking about in Memphis, getting John Morant back. They weren't even on the map last year, and they're going to be healthy, and they're going to be really, really good. So anything can happen in the West because of how deep it is.
Day off tomorrow, I imagine it comes at a good time for you guys, but having this whole week, does even 7 practices, do you guys look dramatically different from maybe the first moment you guys stepped on the court?
I don't know if I wouldn't use the word dramatically, but you could tell we're getting better. We're getting more comfortable on both sides of the ball, and guys are they're starting to understand how and when they can make plays, and use their natural God-given instincts to be able to go make a play instead of just, and nobody is really doing this, but instead of just robotically trying to do what we're asking them to do. And so as time goes on and they get more comfortable with what we're trying to do, that will only increase, because we have a lot of guys that can make plays on both sides of the ball.
Mike, Domas was pretty efficient from 3 last year on a lower volume.
Yeah.
Would you like to see more 3-point attempts from him this year? Like, where's the balance for him?
Yeah, if he's open, he's worked really hard on it. He shot it from, at a really high percentage for the volume that he did take him at, and so hey, in my opinion, increase it a little bit more. I'm not saying go from 1 to 14 a game or 13 a game, but you go from 1 to 3 to 5 a game and see where you are and see how the defense plays you, and if he's going to shoot it at the same clip or at least close to the same clip, now it's just going to create more space for everybody, because this man has to step up a little higher to take away the open catch and shoot 3.
Has that been a point of emphasis, like in conversations with him, maybe to do that?
I've talked to him about it, and he's been working on it. But I'm not going to continue pressing him, because I don't want to put pressure on him to where it's taken away from what his strength is. And what I told him is instead of half rolling, 12 to 15 times a game, maybe half roll 9 to 12 times a game, and the other 3 or so times pop all the way back to 3. So it's a fine balance, because when you half roll, now it makes it a little harder for ball handlers that are obviously pretty creative in Malik and Demar and Fox, to be able to get downhill and score and or spray it, and so picking or choosing where that balance is between the half roll and the pop all the way back is something that we're going to concentrate a little bit more on this year.
Thanks, everyone.